What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Anheuser-Busch, and they are headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri, and this is their Busch Light Peach. So they are calling this one a light lager with a natural flavor. It comes in at 4.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best by date of November 8th of 2023. We're about 4 months away from that date, so this should be relatively fresh. Now, last summer I reviewed Busch Light Apple, and I was kind of blown away by how good it was. It was the apple character. I thought it was going to be candied and fake and artificial, and it really wasn't. It had a pretty natural apple flavor to it, so I really enjoyed it. So when this one got released this year, I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. Now, I love peaches, but I also love like candied peach, like peach gummy rings. So I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy this one as long as it is not too sweet and fake tasting, really, is what it comes down to. So let's crack this one open, get it into the glass, and see what we got going on here. So yeah, I'm anticipating it looking kind of like Busch Light in general, but like, Busch Light Apple. It looks like a light lager because they're using natural flavor and not real fruit. It's not going to change. It's not going to change the look of it. A little bit of a cheat there, and interesting. I got thoughts already. Anyway, so yeah, it's crystal clear. Has that, yellow straw color to it. Can see everything through it. Decent carbonation. Had about almost a finger of a bright white soap sudsy looking head. Dissipated a little bit. Not too badly, but it's definitely, not hanging around. So anyway, let's get a nose. So to me, it kind of does smell like peach gummy rings. But then there's a little bit of like an authentic peach character in here. It's not like straight on peach gummy rings, but it's kind of in that realm where it's like, yeah, it's not 100% real peaches, but it's also not too candied. But I'd be bullshitting you if I said I could get anything from the light beer. At least with the the Busch Light Apple, I remember getting some of the base beer. Here, that's not happening. It's just peach. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not super sweet and candied. It kind of smells like it might be. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Okay. First sip, I can say this. Definitely sweeter than I remember the Busch Light Apple being. I do enjoy the candy flavor in here, but I think this is going to be a little bit too sweet for me based off the first sip. Buying this, higher side of light, maybe. Definitely light, thin, watery, kind of like a 4.1% American light lager would be. The mouthfeel, very crisp but effervescent. This is a moderate to high carbonation, kind of almost like soda pop-esque, but kind of, again, typical for the style. I'm really not getting the base Busch Light here, which could be considered a good or bad thing depending upon your opinion of Busch Light. But the peach flavor dominates the palate from front to back. And it is, to me, a very sweet, I wouldn't say, it does have candied nuances to it. It does have some authentic peach properties, but this is like a super over-ripened peach, like really, really sweet. I like the flavor. I think it's good. Here's the problem. I don't get the base beer at all, which I think if you're going to buy this beer, you probably want a little bit of the base beer, I would assume. Something to make it, you think you're drinking a beer and not like, an Alco Pop or a seltzer or something like that, right? And I'm not getting that in this beer this time. Last year with the Busch Light Apple, I got a lot of, not a lot of the base beer, but I got a little bit of the base beer, a little bit of that corny essence, the graininess from the malt. It definitely was prevalent on the palate, but also wasn't like crazy big. But here I want just a little bit and I'm not getting it. So front to back, it's peach. It finishes pretty sweet. There's a very like mild dryness on the back of the palate. No bitterness to speak of. I'll do one more sip, but I enjoy the flavors. I just know based on the couple sips I've taken, I think this is a one and done beer for me, honestly. And that's surprising. So yeah, I think the flavor is nice, but the two issues I have, you can't really tell it's a beer, at least I can't. There's no properties from the base beer. And the second issue is it's definitely sweet. I could maybe drink 2 of these if I was pressed to. But the thing about that Busch Light Apple was it was very drinkable. Like when I got done with that can, I was like, man, I wish I had another one. I only bought a single because it wasn't crazy sweet. It wasn't overly sweet. I really did enjoy it from that aspect. The drinkability was, raised because of that. And considering they sell these in 24 packs, you want to sit down and drink these. Now, some folks might not think this is too sweet. And if it isn't too sweet for you, then more power to you. Buy the 24 pack and go ham. For me, I'm not going to rebuy this pretty much ever. Cool concept. I like that what they're doing with the Busch Light, flavored, the apple, peach. Maybe they'll come up with something next year. But for me, while I enjoy the flavor, the drinkability is kind of lost. So last year I gave the Busch Light Apple, I gave that a 4 out of 5, which is a crazy high score for me for something like this. I'm going to go substantially lower this one. Like I said, I don't really dislike it. I think the flavors are actually nice. It's just too sweet and the drinkability is not there and I don't get any of the base beer. So Busch Light Peach from Anheuser-Busch, I have no issues whatsoever giving this a low 3.5 and go 3.4 out of 5. Yeah, I like the flavors. I like the flavors a lot. I really do. It's just too sweet and I don't get the base beer. And that's, I think the kind of point of this is why call it Busch Light Peach? Just make something else, I guess. Price point availability probably, is going to vary and differ everywhere across the US. In my neck of the woods, I've seen this for $18.99 a 24 pack. And I've also seen it for like $22.99 24 pack. So it depends, anywhere between $19 to $23 in my area. That is definitely more expensive than I remember seeing the Busch Light Apple. But that beer to me was superior for what they're trying to go for, like a fruit flavored American light lager. I don't dislike this one. It's just, not really doing it for me as far as something that's supposed to be light, crushable. I mean, they want you to buy a 24 pack, bring it to a barbecue and just enjoy the day or whatever. And it's like, I would totally not do that with this. And availability, probably over see Busch, regular Busch Light. You probably will see this one. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I like that each year it seems out they're bringing out another flavored Busch Light, but this one, it ain't it, Chief. Not for me. I don't know if the apple's still out there, if they're going to rotate it or just they're done with it, but that one was a superior in my opinion. So yeah, 4.1%, you can't taste it, you're not supposed to. So anyway, again, if you had this one before, in the comment section, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.